Donald Trump has protected women from day one. Well, not in the spa at Mar-a-Lago. That's my opinion. Okay. He wasn't protecting certain people at the spa at Mar-a-Lago, but that's just me. Nancy Mace says real men protect women, and Donald Trump has done that since day one. Let her say it.
We did that. South Carolina did that. MAGA did that. And just like I stopped a sanctuary sheriff in South Carolina, you know who else I stopped? I stopped George Stephanopoulos on ABC News. Did you see that? Crazy George Stephanopoulos. He tried to say the president was, and he's not. He's never been convicted of, and I, as a survivor, went to bat for the president over and over and over again because I know, just like we have in Horry County, we got real men in Horry County. Got real men, and y'all are packing heat, and we appreciate it, but real men protect women. And Donald Trump has protected women from day one. Day one.
So, I don't know what that rambling nonsense was about, but it didn't have a ring of truth. I wouldn't vote for her as a school secretary, student council, okay? Not after that. Come on. What a shame. How sad. Elliot, I'm going to let you weigh in here. I think when you have to play to a friendly crowd and say really dippy things, it's not even about standing with women. It's about standing with humanity and what's right. She really irks me. She irks me. And maybe it's just me and maybe that's unfair, but what say you?
Oh, I definitely don't think it's just you, Sharon.
Thank you.
I can't name anybody off the top of myself. Yeah, I guess I would count myself. Yeah, she has a quality about her, I think, that's just incredibly unlikable because I also think it's so clear how she's playing this crowd and she's throwing in all the buzzwords of, oh, you guys are packing heat and you guys are real men. And it's like, what are we doing here? Like, I guess at this point, there is no truth or any kind of stability that anybody has anymore. And all the rules are out because I'm working right now in grad school. I'm working on a dissertation and a lot of it is about this kind of like post-truth world that we're living in right now. But I think I'm just going to throw out everything I've written and just show this clip because she just sort of seems like a mascot for just pure vapidity or vapidness, I guess. Maybe that's the right version of that word. But watching her in action and watching people kind of just clap like seals is incredibly frustrating. But she's doing a great job. She knows how to play these people and she's doing it all the way to the bank / whatever it is, White House.
She's mastered the playbook. Maybe she will be governor. I also think that maybe in your dissertation, I'm not trying to tell you where to go. It's a huge undertaking.
Please.
But consider the people who were in that room clapping. I almost think they're actors because is anyone that daft these days? I mean, you can't gaslight a 10-year-old in this way. They'll call you out, okay? But these people they had on buttons and pins and they were just in full agreement.
That is another side of this where it's like, are you guys not insulted? Like, do you not feel like your intelligence is being insulted a little bit with this kind of charade? But I guess not. Or if they do, they know that it's part of the shtick. Like, I do think sometimes with this kind of crowd, there's a tongue-in-cheek kind of deal. But Nancy Mace, I mean, I've seen every time she pops up, it's always this sort of like smiling, like, haha, and then she just says the most vitriolic stuff you can imagine. But she gets away with it. And so good for her. It's almost like she's taking cues from whoever is in the president round.
Or maybe the VP position, because we'll move on to VP JD Vance, who's expected to host an Epstein strategy dinner with Bondi. Doesn't she have a scratch cornea? Blanche, Patel. I mean, do you want to go to dinner there? What's this bland chicken you're serving? Everything's bland. I can tell you that right now. No seasoning. But never mind that. Last night, Vance was expected to host a group of administration officials at his private residence, paid for by the people, for a strategy session pertaining to the release of a transcript from the DOJ meeting with Ghislaine Maxwell, according to sources close to the matter. Gotta have a strategy session for that? Just release it. Oh, but you can't, can you? One of the many meetings that has consumed the White House and top administration officials as they attempt to quell the fallout from their handling of the Epstein files, and as pressure mounts for the DOJ and the White House to be transparent about what Maxwell said in her 9 hours of meetings last month with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, one time the president's personal lawyer. During the interview, Ghislaine Maxwell said nothing that would be harmful to President Donald Trump, telling Blanche that Trump had never done anything in her presence that would have caused concern, according to sources familiar with what Maxwell said. So we found her, one woman in Trump's presence over decades who says, ain't inappropriate. Really? Come on. Did it on a plane, did it in a department store, getting off the Access Hollywood bus. But this is one woman who says, nope, picture perfect behavior. Yeah. Attorney General Pam Bondi, Blanche, FBI Director Kash Patel, White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles, who kind of stays in the background. I don't blame her for that if you got to take this money and do this job. Expected to attend the session with Vance, the sources said. ABC News with the reporting. CNN first reported the meeting Tuesday evening. Vance's office responded to ABC News when asked for comment. The CNN story is pure fiction, which means it's true. There was never a supposed meeting scheduled at the vice president's residence to discuss Epstein's strategy, said William Martin, Vance's communications director. Fine, so they probably called it like Epstein debriefing. And so that's why, he's a lawyer, this Vance. So you got to parse it. It wasn't called Epstein strategy. It was probably called Epstein debriefing. Epstein action plan? Late Wednesday afternoon at an Oval Office event with Trump and Wiles nearby, Vance said, we're not meeting to talk about the Epstein situation. I think you have to take advantage of access, even if you have to hold your nose to do it, Elliot. But why bother asking these people who don't have truth in them any questions? Because they're just going to keep lying about it.
Yeah, I think it's all kind of part of the shtick now at this point. And also, I mean, if Ghislaine is saying this, and I don't know how you pronounce her name, and I don't really care, but when she's going, "Oh, I didn't see anything," that also sounds like another one of those lawyery statements where you're like, "Oh, technically, I didn't see anything," but it's like I've seen some of the documentaries. It would make sense that she didn't physically see it, and it would make sense that she knows exactly the right words to say. I think you should consider the source here on all fronts, like whether it's Ghislaine or whether it's this administration.
Yeah. And the survivors of this horrific filth, disgustingness, predatory behavior that spanned the world, they've already told you, well, like, why are you meeting with this derelict, this deviant? Release the transcript. They said, just their lawyer even said, just block out our names, release it. And I think it's so interesting that here's what leaked out of that conversation where they don't look for any, secret tapes and record. They didn't even have to tell her what to say. She wanted out of there. She's now at the spa in a detention center and she has full access. She'd probably walk right out of there. But the other thing that leaks out is she didn't say anything negative about Trump. Wouldn't you expect a leak? Who did she give up? Why is it just nothing on Trump? So this whole meeting that was paid for, her transportation, everything was just about clearing Mr. Access Hollywood, grab him, that guy?
Yeah, and if you go back to when Trump was talking about how these files were all part of a hoax concocted by Obama and Comey, to your point, like it's like, well, if that's the case, let's reveal just how much of a con artist Obama and Comey were with these Epstein files. Like, just show everybody, and that way you can expose this deep state for what it really is. But for some reason, he doesn't seem interested in doing that, and that's peculiar.
Yeah. Quite peculiar. I mean, they had to beef up security where they sent her to this country club bed, whatever. They probably have a salad bar there. Mm-hmm. I covered a story where a politician was being sent to Club Fed. And I believe it, and he could stand to use the salad bar, believe me. They had a salad bar with all kinds of fixings. And that's where she is. Yoga. She's vegan too. And remember, she wanted her hair dyed. She was very disappointed with the food and the selection of whatever. And she's a daughter of a very wealthy man. So
What is it that Trump said about, we wish her the best, or
we wish her well? Why are you wishing?
You wish her well. That's
a sexual predator, a deviant, who should be registering as a sex offender if she gets out. Why would you be wishing her well? Well, at what? Grody. Super gross. Take a cue from Melania. Be best. That's not best.